Hello, Hare Krishna, Namaste. So we're just finishing off our daily routine. Some tips about how we can create a more healthier lifestyle, learning from the ancient Ayurvedic wisdom. And we're speaking every day about health, and I just got a confirmation again, just finished talking with a friend that her husband is battling with cancer, and it's really affecting the whole family obviously, and she's really worried and everything. But yeah, our health is in such a crisis all around the world. It's at crisis level. I mean, I read some article recently was saying, if you look decades ago, it was like 50% of people could expect to experience cancer sometime in their life. Then as the decades went by, it went up to 60% of the people could expect to experience cancer sometime in their life. Then 70%, 80%, 90%. Now they're saying it's like everyone is going to experience cancer. I'm not saying everyone will, but I mean, we should try our best to make sure we're not one of those statistics. We're not one of those statistics. So, I mean, we're not completely in control, let's be honest, and in the Bhagavad Gita it's mentioned there's 5 factors for action. For any action to happen, manifest, there's 5 factors in that coming into being, reality. And one of those factors is God, and He's actually the main factor, so He's in ultimate control. But however, although the God factor is probably the main one, most important, but another one of the 5 factors is us, as the individual soul and the choices we make. So we are a factor in the equation for our health. I mean, it might be our karma or whatever to get sick or whatever like that, but still we can do something by, how we respond to situations, the choices we make. And like I was saying, just continuing on, where we're talking about work the last couple of nights. So, yeah, try not to work too much. Just work enough just to survive, keep the body and soul together. Because we need time for our mental health, for our spiritual health, for our bodily health. Not just our whole time goes, making more and more money. I mean, we need some money and everything, not a question. But we've got to try to balance it. We don't want to work so hard that we no time to cook properly, to eat properly, no time to do yoga, no time to do meditation, all these kind of things. We basically just, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, work. That's not human life. That's not human life. So, yeah, we have to fight. It's a battle. We have to fight against the tide like that. Modern materialistic society is created such a toxic lifestyle, physically and mentally, so forth, and no one's interested in spirituality hardly too. It's like very rare that someone's interested to hear about the soul like that, and then also people don't have proper time to look after their health, eat properly, just work around the clock and everything, and because of that, so much stress and everything. So why do we do that to ourselves? We do have some free choice. Let's use our free choice and look at some alternatives. For me, the Vedic culture gives very wonderful alternatives, that give such good results. So yeah, try not to work too late. That's the idea. It used to be when I was young, 9 to 5, and then 5 days a week. People always used to have Saturday, Sunday off. Then as I was getting older, I noticed the phenomena that that instead of Monday to Friday, people started working half day Saturdays, and then it became full day Saturdays, and then people started working on Sundays, and then they threw in the night shift just in case you weren't working enough, and then instead of 9 to 5, it became 8 till 6, 7 till 7, like that. In some big cities in the world, it's like so complicated that people work just like an ass, right through into the night. And I was with one Indian family, and I'd arrived quite late from the airport, and a rich industrial family, and the phone rang. It was like 11 o'clock at night. The phone rang, and it was a business call. And then he finished that, and I said, "Well, you're doing business now at 11 o'clock?" I said, "Oh, yeah, no, I have to do it. It's part of the business." I thought, oh, my God, this is like so bad for health. And then he was eating his dinner after that, like 11:30, midnight. He's eating. Oh, my God, that's like so bad for the health, And then I found out later on that he went blind. He couldn't see anymore. So that's what happens, we just wear out the body, prematurely. He wasn't that old. We wear out the senses. Overloading the senses is not good. And, while we're talking about the eyes and that too, that's something to be careful about now, is all these modern devices, looking at screens all day long. We need to keep that to a minimum. I know that's part of your job, what to do. There are, things you can do to make the light of the screen more healthier or whatever like that. But, beyond what you have to use it, try to minimize it. Then you've been working with a screen for 8 hours. Don't spend another 3 hours, on social media, also looking at the screen right up to when you go to bed. And that's another thing. There's research been done that if you are looking in the screen and that, just before you go to bed, then it affects the quality of your sleep. And then, like I had a person yesterday tell me she has insomnia. She can't sleep. No wonder with all these kind of things. And then I asked her, and yeah, sure enough, she drinks coffee and everything. So we take stimulants, which stop you from going to sleep, and then you're looking at the screen, which stops your brain from winding out down, going to sleep. No wonder why we can't sleep. And if you can't sleep, that's the time your body is doing a detox. So then if you can't sleep properly, no wonder why you get cancer. Because you haven't done your detoxing at the proper time. You were up working in the middle of the night, or eating your dinner, or looking on Facebook or whatever. And then that was the time your body had for detoxing all the crap that went in the body during the day. And you haven't done that. So, and then do that for 10 years, and then you wonder why you got cancer. No wonder why, And don't blame God. No, look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing. We've got to take responsibility for our own life, our own health, like that. So, yeah, we have to become serious. We have to become serious about our health, serious about physical health, mental health, intellectual health, spiritual health. Take it, take the reins, don't let it just go any which way. Now we have to try to keep things, on a good track. It's so important, this human life, like I said, for spiritual realization. But yeah, if you die prematurely, and we weren't ready, we weren't spiritually developed enough. So yeah, let's keep our health going the best we can, try our best at least. And if the God factor will override you, even though you try your best with all the best diets and routines and everything, and still you're going to kick the bucket, well, at least you tried, so at least you did your bit like that. Yeah, so the point is, try to, don't, work and work and work and work. Just like I said yesterday, last 2 days, do your duty. Just see your work as a duty. It's to help me pay the bills, to keep the body and soul together, keep alive. But just do that, like 9 to 5, like I say. If you can't pay your bills within working 8 hours in a day, there's something wrong. You need to become more efficient in your time or something like that, or reduce your needs. You could think, maybe do I really need having 3 cars? Do I really need to have the best house in the best suburb, most expensive suburb in Sydney or Auckland or whatever like that? Do I really need 100 pairs of shoes? And do I really need to get the latest iPhone? My phone's only a year old. Do I really have to get the new one? So often, our greed is too much. What we want. We should live according to what we need, not what we want, because want's unlimited, right? Need is a fixed thing. So, try not to get carried away, because as soon as you want more than what you need, then you're locked in to working like an ass. And then you will get home late, and then you'll eat late, and then it's going to stuff your digestion, and then you're, too stressed from all that extra work, and you can't sleep, and, it's just a downhill spiral. So in Ayurveda, we try to regulate that. So, okay, you come to 5 o'clock, that's it, mate. You get out of there. And when I was working a 9 to 5 job, I was the first out of the door out of all the work team. First out the door. And the other guy's saying, why don't you stay later? Then you can make more money. Then you can make more money. I said, I don't want more money. I said, if just that 8 hours is enough money, I got other things I want to do. I just don't want to spend my life working. There's a saying, right? You can live to work or work to live. Take your pick. It doesn't sound very different, but it's a big difference. We just want to work to live, just enough to live, not live to work. Otherwise, you'll be kicking yourself, on your deathbed that you just spoiled your whole life, working like an ass. Probably for the global elites to enjoy all the profits of your hard labor. We don't get much out of it. What's the point? You're just working for somebody else like that. Just get enough. Our stomach is only this big. How much food do you need? How much does it cost to get that much food? And when you lie down, how much space do you need to sleep? It's like 1 meter by 2 meters. Anything else is extra. You might think that's ridiculous. But we have thousands of people walk past our front gate every year doing a walk from the top of New Zealand, Cape Reinga, to the bottom of New Zealand Bluff. It's 3,000 kilometres. And they're carrying their whole house, all their possessions on their back in their backpack. 15 kg backpack is everything. All their food in their house is on their back. They put up a tent, which is only 1 metre by 2 square metres, and the tent, like that, and they're happy as Larry like that. I'm not saying we have to live like that, but I'm saying, you can, live with less. And that takes them 5 or 6 months. For 5 or 6 months, that's how they're living. Very minimalistic. And they're happy. They're not depressed. They're actually very happy. And it just goes to show that we don't actually need that much. And then that really helps you to work less. And then it gives you more time for the really enjoyable things. And the ultimate enjoyable thing is connecting with the Supreme. That's where we should really put our quality time into that. And having good health and everything being peaceful is to help support that. And otherwise it's just a waste of time. Because even if you're super healthy, then sooner or later, mate, you're going to die. And then you're out. You don't know where you're going to go. So just having good health by itself is not complete either. So we want to combine good health with our spiritual advancement. And then it's like a railway track, right? You've got 2 rails. Your train runs on 2 rails, not 1. So we want to have our good health and then physically, mentally good. And then spiritually advancing, progressing, so that by the time death does come, whether it's cancer or you get hit by a bus or whatever, then you're ready to go. You're detached, like I was talking about with work. Should be detached like that. So we become detached from this material world, detached from the body and other bodies and material possessions and everything like that, and we're ready to go, and we don't have to come back. So yeah, get out of the office as quick as you can by 5 o'clock, hopefully, and then get home. And if you need to eat at night, then recommended in Ayurveda, don't eat too heavy food, because otherwise, instead of sleeping and detoxing, you're going to be digesting the whole night long, digesting that massive meal. So like I said, we want to get out of this Western idea. The best is to have breakfast like a prince, have lunch like a king, and dinner like a pauper. Pauper means poor person, that's an old saying. So yeah, like I was suggesting, take your meal with you, have a proper lunch, have a decent lunch, or go and buy it from a restaurant, some nice food that fits your dosha. And then at night, try to have a lighter meal. Ideally, that means not too much protein at night. That's very heavy and hard to digest, and it'll affect your sleeping. Not too much, so that's not too many dals and everything like that, and not too much dairy and stuff, and nuts and stuff like that. So avoid having heavy food, protein stuff at night. And then some grains are good. Some soup is brilliant. Soup, steamed vegetables, or whatever like that. Not too many spices at night. Spices, once again, is stimulating, like having a coffee. So spices is like very stimulating your system. You don't want to be stimulating it. Well, I'll give you an example, like chili at night, mustard seeds at night, fenugreek at night. A lot of spices. Some cumin seeds are okay, a little bit of ginger, like that. But be careful with having too many spices, too much garam masala at night, and all these kind of things. It's very agitating your mind. It's going to be hard to sleep like that. And also not sour food at night in Ayurveda. Don't take yogurt at night, lemon juice at night, too much tomato at night, tamarind at night. Avoid sour food. So protein, too much protein, sour food and spices. Just keep it really light, simple food at night. I guarantee you'll get a better sleep. I guarantee you get a better sleep if you follow those things. Have a light meal if possible. And of course, if you didn't manage to eat much during the day, what to do? Then you have to eat. So, but if you can, do that. Follow that system. Eat more in the middle of the day. Eating should be eating when the sun is in the sky. If it's dark, it means before dawn or after dusk. That means the digestion's not going to be going so well. So just be careful about that. And then, and say you didn't have much dinner or whatever. I mean, mainly what I personally have at night, I don't even have dinner at night. We just have some hot milk. Hot milk is brilliant because not only is it a sedative, means it'll help you to sleep. I mean, that's what the mothers used to give all their kids right in the old days, was some warm Milo or something, hot milk with a bit of other stuff mixed in there. But it's mainly the milk that helped the kids to sleep. So it's a sedative, help you to sleep. And it nourishes, according to the Vedas, the cow's milk, not almond milk or goat's milk, I'm not talking about that. Cow's milk, C-O-W, cow's milk nourishes special tissue in your brain that deals with spiritual realization, which is the real excellence of the human species, is that we have a very special intellectual faculty that can consider who am I and why am I here and why am I suffering and what's my purpose and all these kind of things. Be inquisitive spiritually, whereas no other species has really any interest in spiritual things. Unfortunately, modern day society is so crappy that even 99% of human beings don't have any interest in spiritual topics, even though we have the capacity, but hardly anyone, in a human body uses it, which is so sad, that we've deviated so far off course. And but the potential is there. The potential is there, and that potential is developed by drinking hot milk, especially when it's hot. Cold milk, no, that's just going to give you mucus. Hot milk, It raises up to the brain and nourishes that tissue in those special pineal gland and all that, in the brain, and you'll get a good sleep as well. And you can add some spices to help you digest. If you're a bit lactose intolerant, if you think, or whatever like that, you get mucus after drinking milk. You bring it to the boil, and then you add in some turmeric, some ginger, fresh ginger or ginger powder, some cinnamon if you want, cardamom if you want, a little bit of black pepper if you want. These kind of things, very nice flavors, and it will cut down any mucus or anything like that if you have the turmeric and, like I said, ginger and stuff like that, and make it very tasty also. Guaranteed you'll digest it no problem. But don't buy any crappy homogenized, low fat, trim milk, all that stuff. Just get full cream milk, or organic, pasteurized but unhomogenized like that, and you'll be away. That's brilliant. And try to do some reading at night. Do you remember what reading is? Most of us don't even read books anymore. We just look at social media. But reading some light literature at night's very nice to help you to relax. Not any serious, heavy-duty intellectual stuff, but just some like stories with some good morals, good lessons. Some spiritual texts are the best. Like read stories about Krishna's pastimes and things like that. But whatever you can, but some nice soothing topics that not too intellectually, because you're probably pretty wiped out by the end of the day. So nothing too heavy duty, but some light reading is very good. And when you're reading, sit up. Don't lie in bed and read, because that's actually really bad for your eyes, to be lying in the bed and reading. I keep telling my wife that, but she doesn't listen, because she said it's nice and warm in the bed. But it's actually not good for your eyes to be reading lying down, and definitely not staring at the phone lying down. No wonder why we're all going blind. Sit up straight. It's even when you're working, right? Keep your spine straight, keep your back straight, and then it helps you that your consciousness will go. If you bend your spine, then the awareness is less, and you get sleepy and so many things like that. So try to keep a straight back, and read some nice book like that. And I was actually so happy when my Facebook account got hacked, because then I cut off from so many things, after that. So that was actually Krishna set me free. I saved time, instead of, spending that time on social media, I can do other more positive things like that. And I'm reading some nice books and things like that. And it's better for my sleep, better for my eyes, like that. And then, don't have any stimulants, coffee and tea and stuff, especially near night. It's going to stop you from sleeping. And we worry about so many things, that are not in our control, so you just let go. Like I was saying, we need to practice this being detached. Just don't, we hang on to all these anxieties and fears and stresses. We're just doing our duty. Do our duty. And like I said, this is one of the main lessons of the Bhagavad Gita. You do your duty, don't worry about the result. We're too result-orientated in Western society. We're so occupied and I have to get this result, I have to be successful, I have to be victorious, and like that. So what the Bhagavad Gita teaches is you have to be equipoised and neutral and detached, and not be so result-orientated that I have to be successful. As soon as you're attached to results, what does that line you up for? Disappointment, frustration, suffering. Because what happens, it's all right when the result goes the way you want. You did make a profit. You were successful. But what happens if you make a loss? What happens if you fail? And you're attached to the results. Then you're going to suffer, mate. So that's why we need to be taught to detach ourselves from the result. You just do your work as a matter of duty, but don't be attached to the outcome. Whatever the outcome is, and it's either going to be one of two things, because it's a world of dualities, right? You're either going to succeed or you're going to fail. Like today, I was using, we've got an electric vehicle, and a piece of wood came in through the back windscreen, and I broke the back windscreen. So, but what to do? I was just doing my duty, collecting firewood, and I was trying my best, consciously as possible, but still it broke, So I'm not going to miss my sleep tonight because the windscreen got broken. So you just do your duty and get it fixed, like that. So, but don't worry about it. So, if we bring more meditation and philosophy into our daily routine and practice, then this will help us to come to this, level of being more calm and peaceful and, detached from things. And you try your best, and then you don't worry about whatever the result is. It's not in our hands. We're not in control of the result. And then, so if you drink your hot milk and don't eat too much and don't take any stimulants and, read some nice calming literatures, then there's a good chance you will get a good sleep. You can, if you want to help that even more, rub a little bit of, massage your feet with a little bit of oil, not too much oil, but a little bit of oil, massage, rub it into your feet before you get into the bed. And you can put a little bit, rub your head too. Rub your head too. And rub your toes and your feet like that. And that massage your feet and your head will help you to relax and help you to sleep. And if you're a Vata body type, or a Kapha body type, if you remember what those are, then lie down on your left side when you go to bed. And if you're a Pitta body type, lie down on your right side when you go to bed. And then after a while, of course, you go to sleep. You don't know which side you're on. But if you lie on your back or whatever during the night, that's fine. But this is just initially when you get into bed, like I said, to your left or your right, like that. And don't lie on your tummy. Don't lie on your front. That's not good for anyone. So don't lie on your stomach. But you can lie on either of those sides or on your back like that. And then sleep tight. And then set your alarm to get up early, remember? Set your alarm to wake up early so you can do it all over again. And have a really good routine. And that'll make you physically strong and mentally strong, intellectually strong, and spiritually strong, like that. And we need more spiritual warriors. So yeah, we're trying to generate some spiritual warriors rather than spiritually sick, just ignorant, passing our life, working like an ass. We have to change that. We have to work on that, and we need to help each other. So yeah, hope this makes you on good health. So yeah, this is the end of the road for our routine, and it's actually really good weather here at the moment, and I've got a couple jobs pending, so we're gonna stop doing the daily Facebook Live videos at this point, and I'll just do one whenever I can. But I've really enjoyed it. I hope some of you, whoever has been watching it, have find some benefit from it. But it's been enriching for me, trying to pass on and share whatever we're applying in our daily practice, and I hope it's good for you too. And yeah, we'll just do some more whenever we can. But thank you very much.